Imagine someone you know, maybe you, standing at a crossroads. The voice in your head says, "You're not the kind of person who takes that risk." Or it whispers, "You failed once, you'll fail again." That voice feels factual, but what if it's just a story you learned? Welcome to the Self-Care Cafe podcast. I'm your hostess, Pammy Parker. Here we take a gentle pause from the busyness of life and listen with curiosity. Today we'll notice the stories that keep us stuck and try a short, practical reauthoring exercise. I'm so glad you're here. I'm joined by Dr. Mira Santos, a narrative therapist who works with people during big life changes to reframe old scripts and test kinder possibilities. Mira, welcome. Thank you, Pammy. That opening image is exactly where conversation begins for many of us, at a crossroads with a voice that feels like truth. What we call a personal narrative is a stitched-together way of interpreting events, memories, repeated phrases, and what others have told us about ourselves. I hear that. When life shifts, which stories tend to show up first? 3 very common patterns. The failure story, which turns setbacks into permanent identity. The smallness story, which keeps people underplaying their abilities. And the obligation story, where identity becomes bound to pleasing or caretaking, despite inner cost. They often mingle. For example, failure and obligation combine into, "I messed up once, so I should keep doing what I'm expected to do so I don't mess up again." That narrows choices before the day even starts. Wait, can you give a quick, concrete example of the obligation story in real life? Sure. I worked with Laura, a teacher and mother of 2. She was offered a leadership role, but told herself she couldn't accept because taking it would mean less time with her kids. Beneath that was another voice. "If I don't say yes to what's needed, people will think I'm selfish." So she said yes to being small to avoid an imagined judgment. And that shows up in tiny, everyday ways too. Like you open an application at 3 p.m., hover over the send button for 10 minutes, then close the tab. Or you rehearse a conversation until exhaustion and never start it. Those are the moments the stories run the show. Exactly. To spot a story, listen for 3 markers. 1, sweeping language. Always, never, must. 2, body cues. A tight chest, a sinking feeling. 3, repetition. Same theme across work, friendships, and relationships. Then try a gentle question aloud. What story am I telling myself right now? Some listeners might hear this and think, isn't that just positive talk? Is reauthoring different from flipping to a polished affirmation? Great question. Reauthoring is about curiosity plus small experiments. Affirmations can feel empty if they don't match experience. We notice the feeling, name the story, then design tiny actions that create new evidence so the new sentence grows roots instead of staying a slogan. If someone notices a story and feels shame or strong sadness, what's a kind first step? Kindness first. Say to yourself, "There's shame here." Then add, "This is the failure story." That 2-part notice, emotion plus narrative, creates space between you and the story. From there, we choose an experiment small enough to try without pressure. Okay, let's try a short reauthoring practice together. If at any point this brings up intense feelings, please pause the episode and come back when you're ready. Ready? Take a slow breath in and out. Close your eyes if that feels safe, or soften your gaze. Imagine a chapter title for your life right now. Honest but kind. Maybe it's Learning to Trust Myself, or Small Steps, Quiet Courage. Hold that title like a headline, not a verdict. Now picture one small scene that could follow that title. The warmth of a cup in your hands as you say no to something draining, or the sunlight on a walk where you tried something new. Notice the physical detail, the temperature, the sound, the way your shoulders shift. What does this version of you do, even if it's a tiny thing? Now, either out loud or in a quick jot, write 2 short sentences. Keep them simple. One sentence about who you are becoming and one about a kind next step. For example, I am someone who trusts her curiosity. I will try one small class this week. No need for drama. Use honest, manageable language. I like that. Honest and manageable. If you wrote your sentences, here's a very specific micro routine to help them stick. Read your sentence for 90 seconds right after brushing your teeth in the morning, or set it as a phone reminder at 8 a.m. Attach it to something you already do, and the news story gets little daily doses of proof.
Yes, pair it with a tiny action. 2 minutes of journal reflection, a single text you've been delaying, or saying the sentence before your first meeting. Over time, these small data points shift how the story reads.
Before we wrap, can you share 3 short prompts listeners can use each morning to keep the practice alive? 1. What small sentence would I like to believe today? 2. What tiny action will give that sentence some evidence? 3. Where can I be gentle with myself right now? Short, repeatable, and kind. Mira, thank you. This felt like a practical map and a permission slip at the same time. Where can listeners find the 2-sentence prompt and a short worksheet to continue? Visit the Self-Care Cafe show notes. There's a downloadable worksheet, the 2-sentence prompt, the 3 morning questions, and links to support resources if this episode stirred strong feelings. And remember, you can repeat this exercise whenever a strong story shows up. To everyone listening, if a memory or voice felt heavy today, be gentle with yourself. Pause, breathe, and return when you're ready. Small, kind steps add up. Come as you are. Leave nourished. Thank you for listening.